Okay, y'all. So Big Brother season 28, episode 13 and 14. So Haley is the fucking HOH, okay? So I told y'all she did nominated freaking Drew. She nominated Taylor, and then she nominated Mallory, okay? Mallory is over being on the block. She's tired of being on the block. She's just done with it, right? So now they talking about Drew is the target. So she basically convinced Drew to actually be the freaking the pawn, knowing and but telling everybody else like Drew is the target for real. So Drew was still like walking around thinking that he's the pawn. Talk about, yeah, I know I'm the pawn, I know, but I'm gonna try to get myself off the block with the veto and in the blockbuster if I don't win the veto. But you know you're a pawn though, right? So basically the game plan is to get out Drew. So Kamu is trying to talk to Haley to try to get Lyric on board with the team or whatever in their alliance. And Haley ain't having that shit because Haley is like, look, why is she jumping ship from her best friends and coming over here? It's because all her people is almost gone, and that's the reason why she want to come up here and latch on to you, pretty much. So she mad because Lyric is closing up the Kamu, and she don't like that. Talk about, oh, y'all just gonna let her face just fool y'all. Like, girl, stop being a hater. If you want to Kamu, you should have pressed up on him for real, but you didn't. Haley did because she's trying to survive in the game. Okay. So basically, she like, oh, she don't trust. I mean, not she don't trust Lyric or whatever. So Lyric, she mad at Lyric is trying to press up on Kamu or whatever. So they have the power of veto or whatever the case may be. Now, at the POV or whatever, the Haley picked Chuck as the house choice, and I think they had picked Mallory Everfriend. I can't think of that girl name, but I think it was Lyric actually. Lyric, I mean, no, Lyric is already playing. I'm thinking who else is playing, but I know Chuck was one of them. So they all playing this little masquerade ball thing from back in the past, 1700s or something. But everybody wearing masquerade balls. So in the game or whatever, they got to go back into the wine cellar, and then they have to pick two glasses of wine. One of them is poison wine, and one of them is regular wine. So if you get the poison, it'll foam up in your mouth, and that's how you know. So that you only get two chances. So if it foam up in your mouth, then you only have one chance left to try not to be out the game. And then if you take the poison the second time, then you um then you just gone out the game or whatever. So basically, everybody was pretty much down to like that last freaking. Everybody got poisoned at least once, but Tiana ended up winning that challenge against Chuck or whatever. Haley was out the game. She got out the game. I think Tiana got her ass out the game. Yeah, little big bad witch. So Haley is just like she could be a bitch to anybody or whatever. So now that Tiana got the power veto, they trying to figure out who they gonna put up. So of course Carmel goes back to Haley. They try to tell her like, yeah, so um, you know, Lyric, still pitching Lyric, and she like, well, I think I'm gonna put Lyric up. So Lyric and Mallory is talking. So Mallory is basically saying everything that the people is watching is saying like Haley, Chuck, and Kimu, they got to go up or whatever. And I mean, in my opinion, I would put up Chuck, Haley, and I would put up freaking Angela, like them. You see what I'm saying? But they she basically like saying, well, we got. I know Tiana gonna pull herself down, so we need to put somebody else up on the block. Basically, she wanted Tiana to be the last person standing if she was the second choice to go to be voted home um, if what's his name didn't win his HOA. I mean, didn't win the power of veto or whatever. If he won the power of veto, so basically, hold up. But Tiana ended up winning that thing, so she was. the one who won or whatever. And so now they got to pick another person or whatever. So she put Lyric on the block. She picked Lyric, but before she picked Lyric, Lyric went in there and basically, told her everything that the conversation that her and Mallory had. And she was like, well, why is you so quick to flip on your best friends in the house and everything like that? And I'm thinking to myself, like, they only been in this house for like 4 weeks. Like, she don't even know that girl like that. Like, they not best friends. The hell, y'all win. Y'all competing for money here. Like, ain't none of y'all besties up in this motherfucker. Y'all might be fond of people up in there, but none of y'all ain't best friends for real. Let's get it together, especially if y'all squabbling over money. You feel me? Y'all competing for money. They ain't say they was gonna cut you in a deal with that money, did they? So that ain't your bestie. But that's what I'm talking about now. So Tiana, she took herself on the block. She replaced it with Lyric. But Barrett knows that um, Barrett knows that his homeboy is the target for real. And he said that he ain't gonna do it. He was sitting in the room with Chuck and they was all talking or whatever. He was like, well, I can't let him know that he's the target or whatever because I don't want him to get back to Haley. Like, they scared of Haley. Like, the whole tool shed is fucking scared of Haley is. Like, y'all scared of little ass Haley? Are you serious right now? She would be the first person on the block if I was in that motherfucking house, for real. First person on the block. So Tiana went to go talk to Haley before all the whole event, before the POV and all that, and asked her, like, why you put me on the block or whatever. Haley going to tell Tiana the reason why she up there is because she laughed at the tea party. And she left out of the tea party when they was talking, when they was out there when Devins, no, it wasn't Devins, when they had put what's the name on blast or whatever, and when they had evicted last week. So she was like, you put me on the block because I laughed. Like, it was funny. The heck? But yeah, that's pretty much everything that happened in these episodes. Angela wants Drew out. Everybody wants Drew out. So Drew is definitely the target. He's still on the block next to Lyric and Mallory. Mallory is over it and Lyric is breaking down as well. But I honestly feel like Lala, Lyric, Drew, Barrett, okay, Taylor, who else is over there on that side? Like, I feel like the five of them can really, if they all work together, like, they can really get some stuff shaking and moving with chemo on there, in the end they can really like switch the dynamics of the house. Like, I don't understand why they ain't seeing all this. They so pressed to be on the Cool Kids Club when they need to figure out how to align all together and knock all their asses out the water. You see what I'm saying? They lucky I ain't in that damn house. But that's pretty much what's going on in these episodes 13 to 14. So yeah, tell me what y'all think about the episodes.